Hello everyone, welcome to Peach on Earth Tarot. Today I'm going to be doing a reading for Aries. You can have Aries anywhere in your chart, you can be a cross watcher. All that I ask is that if you're here watching this reading, that you come with good intentions for yourself and for others. Okay, Aries, when I was shuffling, I didn't even know who I was going to do a reading for, to be honest, because I had done some recently that I had done live, and just my connection is not good enough and they were not of high quality, so I deleted them. You were the first one that I had done live, and I actually felt that that was a really good reading, but I did delete it. So I wasn't sure who I was going to do because I had done you, Taurus, and Gemini, and so Cancer was technically next, but I deleted your video, and so I was called to do your reading first. Did I say you can have Aries anywhere in your chart? You can be a cross watcher. All that I ask is that if you're here watching this reading, that you come with good intentions for yourself and for others. If I did, sorry. If I didn't, there you go. Okay, so I was shuffling the cards, and I've been getting a card for you guys from the Black Moon astrology cards, and this one is the lunar eclipse. It says change, and it's interesting. On the bottom we have the sun, which is spirit, so there's something spiritually changing, and then under that is roots. Yeah. So it's like something is changing spiritually for you, but I'm also getting that it's like it's a global shift as well, because of a message that came out when I was reading this card for the lunar eclipse in the book. And the book was talking about, a lunar eclipse is when the earth is between the moon and the sun, and therefore we create a shadow on the moon, and that creates the lunar eclipse. So the lunar, or the shadow, they were pointing out Earth's shadow. That was a word, that was the way something was phrased in a sentence. It was like not even like the point of the sentence, but it said Earth's shadow. And when I read that, I got the message that like Earth itself, or humanity itself, is in like a shadow phase right now. And like if you think about like what's going on globally around the world, there's a lot of shadow energy going on throughout humanity. Not just like the economic crises, but also like war and overturning Roe v. Wade, and like, or like, that whole process, and like just like so many different things. There's like so many, and whether you think that's good or bad, but there's just so many things happening around the world that it's just like the earth is in a shadow phase right now, I'm hearing. So what else was in there? Oh, and I know we just had a solar eclipse like a couple days before I'm recording this reading. But you're getting lunar eclipse, and it's interesting because in the book it points out solar eclipses only last for a few minutes, where lunar eclipses last for hours. So there's some kind of change happening spiritually, either within you personally or across the globe, that it's like it's a longer phased change. It's, and the lunar eclipse is very much a message of like I totally lost what I was going to say there. Oh, it's like a tower moment. If you don't know what a tower represents a card that's in the major arcana of the traditional tarot. And the tower is like a moment in time where our lives completely change. And it feels like everything is just like crumbling to the ground. But it has to do that in order to rebuild in a better, more productive way. That reminds me of something else that I had underlined that they wanted me to say. says, whatever seems lost at this time, you can be assured will return to you, perhaps in a different form, but most certainly better. So I really think that you need to understand if you've recently gone through like a bit of a tower moment, even not even a bit of a tower moment, it feels very major because it is a spiritual change. It's like who we are as a person is changing, especially with roots under there. It's like something is changing dramatically, okay? Um, and so you have to just keep in mind if it hurts right now, it might be better here in the near future. Just try to get through it, right? Like the only way through it is, or the only way out is through. So they do want me to point that out. And look, we have the Nine of Pentacles on the bottom, so that's good. So I'm being called to just start with tarot instead of getting animal spirit, which I had been doing for the readings. I still might. Yeah, I don't know. They just want me to jump into the tarot. Okay. What's the message for Aries, please? What is the message for Aries regarding this reading? What is the message for Aries, please, regarding this reading? That's a lot of cards, but one was kind of separate. Do I need it? Okay. We do have healing on the bottom of that big stack. Oh, shoot. Hang on, let me see here. No, that's too many. Okay. I love this. Okay, so the card that came out is the Magician. And then on the bottom is the Chariot. So it's like whatever happened or is about to happen, it's like it is creating a abrupt, fast change, but unbeknownst to you or known to you. I don't know for sure. Some of you might have been trying to manifest this. Some of you maybe even like subconsciously, like I'm getting this as an example, like if you're in a bad relationship or something that you have secretly wanted to get out of for a long time, it's like by secretly wishing that you could get out of it, you were manifesting it, right? So and I'm not saying it has to be a relationship. This is just an example. Although I do think it applies to someone or some people that are going to be watching this. And so like say you find out that this person cheated on you or that they have a new job opportunity in another state that, you know, for some reason you cannot move with them. It's like you've been trying to manifest this change, even though you might not have intentionally been trying to. But also it could be about your finances because he has, or this, I say he because the Magician usually has a man in it, but the paw is on the pentacle. So there could be fast moving changes in your financial life. And I'm getting that too because the sun on the bottom here with the Black Moon astrology, it's like the sun represents like the more masculine energy, right? And I think Pentacles is, I actually think it's a feminine energy, but I always think of it as a masculine energy. Because like Capricorn or like the earth signs are feminine and the earth itself is feminine. So I don't know. But anyway, it's like there's something about the masculine energy within yourself that, and we do have the sun in both of these cards. So that's like a very masculine energy too. So there's something about like that energy within you that is transforming. Your spirit is changing. The way that you go about walking through life is changing. So when I was putting this card down, for some reason I put it where I put the stack usually. I put the stack back with this card face up so I can still see it, but this is actually the reading, right? I was putting it down and I put it in that place of where the stack would normally go, and it's lined up with all the other stacks. So it's almost like you're different from the energy that's around you, like, because the rest of them, there's like full decks around this one card where I had laid it down. So it's like, I wish I could say the messages as they come to my brain, because it's like it's so hard to translate them sometimes. um so it's like each one of these other decks, especially because you can't see down here, each one of these other decks has however many cards in it. And so it's like a collective, right? There's a collective energy and everybody's still within it. And it's almost like you see differently. You see a different way forward than everyone around you. And it might feel isolating, but you're on to something. Now, look, this chariot has a pentacle around its neck too. So it's like there's definitely something about your money situation that is changing. I do feel that very strongly. Um, but it's not just that. It's more like the financial situation can change because of the internal transformation that you go through. Because all suits are represented here, right? So it's like all matters of a person, a person's life, is represented here. And so it's like, yeah, it's like there's something that's transforming within you that is going to transform your financial situation or something like that. Okay. Do I want to keep going with this deck? Yeah, because he's looking at something. I want to see what he's looking at. Okay, what else? Again, a big stack came out and one came out separate. Okay. Huh. Interesting. Okay. Well, I was just saying interesting because I normally shuffle with all my cards upright, and two of these cards are reversed. I want to see which ones are reversed. It came out like this. Wait, now only one is? That's weird. One card is reversed. But it's the Six of Wands. That's transformation. Why? Three of Swords is under it too. But anyway, okay, so Justice came out for you guys. Okay. 18. I don't know why I just said 18. This card is an 8 and the Magician is 1, and so that makes 18, but I didn't mean to say it out loud. Like, that's weird. So that number might be of significance for you. The Two of Cups is on the bottom. So yeah. And then the Four of Wands. Okay. So there's something like deep foundational about your emotional, like the relationships around you that are transforming. Like, you're getting justice for them. You're manifesting justice for yourself, and I don't even know if you know it. And it's going to show up in your life as the Tower moment. I have no doubt in that. If it hasn't already, it's going to show up in your life as a Tower moment. And it's like, you're gonna maybe doubt yourself, like, is this actually what I wanted? Because we have Libran energy here, and it's like, but we also have Aries energy. It's like, is this actually what I wanted? Like, yes, this is something that I had wished for, just as that relationship, as an example, especially with the Two of Cups here. Is this something that I actually wanted? Like, yeah, it's different to just hope and wish for something versus it actually happening. And that's the thing, though. Our thoughts manifest reality. So if you're sitting there like wishing and hoping for something to end, it will eventually end because you're manifesting your reality. And so, like, once it happens, say this relationship ends, you're going to be like, okay, was this actually the right thing for me? Should I have actually wanted that? The answer is yes. Resoundingly yes. Because of what it said in the book too about how it's like, whatever is leaving your life, it will return to you, but it will be transformed into something much better. It'll have a different form, most likely. Even if it's like the same person that comes back, right? Like if it's a relationship, the person leaves, say the person comes back, if it comes back in a healthy way, it's going to be transformed in a healthy way where you're not going to wish it away anymore. So it's like, say it's that example of the person leaving. It's like they leave, like if they have a job in another state or something, like they leave, they go do their job for a year or whatever, and in that time they realize like, oh my gosh, I treated this person like garbage. I need to realize why I did that, how I did that, what I need to do to change it. And so it's like that's still transformed. It still looks different than it did before, even if it's the same person. Same thing with if it's a relationship falling apart, the person leaves, and then a different person comes in. It's someone more suited to you. It's someone who has done the work that I was just talking about, right? So you're getting justice in your personal relationships, and it's going to transform your life. It really, really is. Because there's like something spiritually changing in your depths. Like there really, really is. Now I want to see what's on the other side of this justice card, because you know justice is usually scales, and there's one card on the white side here, and then I want to see what else. Like the magician is on that side. I want to see what's on the other side. It's like the same side of the same coin I'm hearing, or different side of the same coin, I mean. Okay, so the Daughter of Swords with the Three of Swords on the bottom. So what it tells me is like, if this thing is trying to change, if you're manifesting this change without even your knowledge or with your knowledge, if you're manifesting this change and it comes up as an option, that it comes up that this change is available for you, and you turn the other way, like, or if you like ignore the fact that you're being called to change it, you're going to like go back to where you were. It's like this Daughter of Swords, the daughter is the page. The page is the first court card in the for each suit in the tarot. And so you have the page, which while it is an owl and represents wisdom, it's the beginning stages of wisdom. And your wisdom, because if you think about it, the page eventually will grow into the knight will grow into the queen will grow into the king, right? So it's like, yes, you have this capability, but right now, the way that your thoughts are manifesting are because of pains that have been done to you. That's how your decisions are made, is through pain. And it's like, it's the whole like listening to your inklings, right? Your intuition. In the Black Moon astrology cards, it's said, I didn't read this before, but it's coming up now. It says, you may find yourself more in tune with unseen energies or experience moments of revelation. Okay? In these moments of revelation, it's like you have to choose your truest truth. Because if you don't, you are going to just keep repeating the same cycle. The cycle is actually not going to stop. It's just going to keep going around. If you don't choose to act on your truth. Because you know what's right and you know what isn't right. And you have to act. Because if you don't act, the universe is going to do it anyway, I hear. But like, you have to do the growth. You have to choose to let the experience change you for the better, instead of like going back to the beginning and just being like starting another relationship right away. Say, because if this is romantic, like that. Okay, so this is coming up. I'm sorry. This is coming up. You might think that if you lose a relationship, that you're currently in, that financially you'll be in lack, because maybe this person like supports you financially in many ways, like maybe not fully, but in some ways, like they split the rent with you, you know, like you might think that if they aren't here, I won't be able to stay afloat financially. But I'm hearing that that is not the truth, that that's like lack mentality. And there's no need for you to be in lack mentality. So it's like if you leave a relationship and you jump right into another one because you're scared of being in lack financially, you jump right into another one, you're jumping right back into the Daughter of Swords and into the heartbreak, into the same old cycles that are no good for you. There's nothing wrong with being in relationships. Absolutely. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying like if you jump right into another one, it's like you're just jumping in with the same wounding that you had in this current one, that wasn't serving you. And you have to listen to your intuition and realize like what will serve you and what won't serve you. Okay. Where are we at? 21 minutes. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get some advice for you guys from the Fairies Oracle by Brian Froud. I might look in the book for this, I might not, I don't really know yet. What is the advice for Aries, please? What's the advice for Aries regarding this reading? What's the advice for Aries, please? The advice for Aries. Okay, you have himself, which is that masculine energy again that I was like, that sun energy. It's like realizing you have personal power. It's like if you are in that lack mentality, it's almost like you don't realize that you have a personal power. And it's very, very, what's the right word? It's very, I'm hearing the words mature and saturated. It's almost like they're far more advanced than you ever even expect. We have Sylvanus on the bottom. Hang on, these pictures are really in depth and, okay, so I'm seeing here in this card and then in the Sylvanus card, you have mirroring numbers, which are 43 and 34. So those numbers could mean something to you. Now, in this card, the Sylvanus card, there's a bunch of different energies present. And one is being crowned with a crown that is too big for the fairy. I don't know if you can see that. He's placing a crown on the one in the center. And it's almost like a crown is being placed upon your head that you don't feel worthy of. You could be really coming into a lot of abundance. It's really interesting. Because like that fairy in the middle that's all lit up, like look how worthy she is. She's extremely worthy. She has light surrounding her crown. Like she already has a crown. It's just an energy crown. Do you see it? It's an energy crown. And it's almost like you have an energetic crown that is already there. You don't acknowledge it, I don't think, but it is definitely there. And now it's almost like that crown is being placed on you in the earthly realm. It's like it's time to take your position of power and start utilizing it on this plane. It's really interesting because the crown that is being placed on her head is even a very similar coloring to this card of himself. And so it's like, it doesn't matter if you're a feminine or a woman or a man or whatever. It does not matter. What matters is embracing this type of energy within yourself. Maybe your masculine energy has been shut off because this relationship has been blocking it from you. It's almost like they made you feel like they were the person that needed to be in the masculine energy. And so it like dampened yours. You felt like maybe you only could be in the feminine energy or something like that. But it's time for you to realize the your full power. Okay, I do want to look in here. We want 43. No, not Geo the slowly. Oh, it's 34. I was looking at 43. 34. Fairies of the Future, this one is under. Sylvania's truth, cutting through deception, clarity. Let's see here. Sylvanius, who holds the mask of truth, is lord of the woodlands. His crown of antler branches signifying his authority. He presents the mask to us, supported by the fairy of aspiration. Okay, so yeah, you are being offered this mask of truth. Your truth is coming through for you. You just need to reach out and grab it. Like, honest, and it's interesting because this card is coming out directly under the Justice card, and the Justice card is truth. Even if we don't believe it, even if we don't think that it's deserving, it is justice. It's divine justice, and you're getting it. You are being presented with this crown. You have to actually just accept it. Imagine this. Imagine this fairy, Sylvanius, is offering you this crown. And you say, no thanks, I think I'll go ahead and repeat this cycle. Do you think that Sylvanius is going to take that lightly? Or do you think he's going to stick some of his other fairy friends on you? Like, this person was supposed to be ready for this crown that I have for them, and they weren't up for it, so you guys need to go do your jobs a little bit better, so I can do my job. The choice is yours. If you want to stay on the cycle, you can, but I'm just telling you that you have like a lot of power within you that is untapped, that is wanting to be tapped really, really bad. I just got a message about like trees. Like, if you don't tap trees, I don't know what happens if you don't tap trees. Like, I'm sure they're fine because they're trees. They can literally withstand anything. And so maybe that's the truth. Like, maybe, yeah, if you repeat the cycle, you will be fine, but you won't be as good as you would be if you didn't repeat the cycle. Okay, so Aries, this has been your reading. I hope it was helpful. If it was, you can like, comment, share, subscribe. I thank any of you for being present today. Any of your guides that are present, any of my guides that were present from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much, and I'll see you soon. Bye.